In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Genesis 1, verse 1. The Christian creation narrative starts with two building blocks, heaven and earth. The rest of creation springs forth from these two foundational elements, which is why it's important to understand what they mean in their proper context. As is to be expected from a text written thousands of years ago, the meaning of these terms have shifted over time. And to properly understand this story, we must therefore recover an ancient perspective on cosmology. In the creation narrative we find in Genesis, heaven does not refer simply to what is above, to the sky. It refers instead to pure meaning. That is, meaning not yet embodied into the world. Conversely, earth refers to pure potentiality, not yet molded into something intelligible. By wisdom, the Lord laid the earth's foundation. By understanding, he set the heavens in place. By his knowledge, the watery depths were divided, and the clouds let drop the dew. Proverbs 3:19-20. In this cosmology, the watery depths are the waters from below, the waters from the earth. Meanwhile, the rain and dew descend from the waters above, the waters from heaven. Knowledge then becomes the principle by which earthly elements are molded or divided, to use the text language, and by which heavenly elements are dropped down. This is showing us that intelligible things, the things that mean something to us that we can understand, are all a result of the union of a material principle, the earth, with a spiritual principle, heaven. This union works because heaven imbibes the earth with meaning and purpose, while at the same time, earth gives body and expression to heaven. If you want more information on this, I highly recommend you read Mathieu Pajot's book, The Language of Creation. He gives a lot more examples and goes much deeper into this insight. Now you might be wondering how this creation narrative relates to you currently. Well, my claim is that we can take inspiration from the divine process of creation and use it as a model for our own creative endeavors. This, I think, can give a cosmic perspective to our work and allow us to draw more meaning from the creative process. I'll be discussing the relationship between creativity and the meaning of life in my next video, so you can subscribe if that is of interest to you. One of the main issues people encounter when trying to create something original is the failure to realize that the process of creation is divided into two components, the creative stage and the productive stage. The failure to make this distinction leads to the internalization of limiting beliefs. For example, the idea that creativity comes from this ethereal source and that only some people have the innate ability to tap into it while others are out of luck. As I hope to show in this video, this is not true, and we can in fact build a process by which we can become better creatives. The first component of the creation process is the creative stage. This is what will map to the idea of creating the earth. If creation for us is the process of pulling ideas from the pure potential of our minds, we must first fill our minds in order to build that potential. Creating the earth for us involves continuously learning and exposing ourselves to new ideas. This process does not need to be complicated at all. In fact, I suggest keeping it as simple as possible. I propose 3 steps. First, dedicate some time every day to follow your genuine curiosity and interests. Second, treat your mind like the project that it is and steer it in the direction you want through what you consume. Third, take simple notes, but only about things that speak to you and move your mind. The focus here is on gathering ideas rather than gathering facts. The second component of the creative process is the productive stage. This maps out to the process by which heaven orders earth into intelligible categories and productive ideas. This is also a progressive process. First, you look at the brief notes you took and start drawing lines between them. Group similar ideas into clusters and look for interactions between them. Incorporate your personal experience by thinking about the non-propositional ways in which you know concepts. For example, if you're learning about leadership, don't limit yourself only to the theoretical principles that you've read about, but think about situations in your life where you've experienced the reality that corresponds to those principles. As you do this, you'll be able to further give body to those ideas and to turn them into something unique to you, to add your personal flavor to them. And once you have those unique ideas and connections, all that's left to do is is to express them through your medium of choice. This video's aim is not to give specific steps for creating something original. This will come from you, your own journey, and own experimentation. What I want to leave you with is this idea that creation is something we're constantly engaging in. Every time we make sense of something in the world, we're using our minds, our heaven, to order and make intelligible the matter, the earth that surrounds us. If we can be deliberate about applying this frame to our creative pursuits, we can deeply enrich our creative experiences. Because I believe that this frame undergirds the very foundation of the world. And if it does, then that means that our creative pursuits are linked in some way to the very foundation of this world. That's a powerful idea, I believe, and one that's worth reflecting on. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and following me on Twitter. Thank you, and see you next time.